have a day off today, and I just wanted to talk because I don't have too many. Well, I don't really have friends right now. Well, I do, but not people that I talk to regularly aside from people at work. And with them, it's like, you can't really talk at work. Well, depending where you work, but I work where I work, I can't really like talk usually. Not that I even want to, but I like my coworkers. So I'm working right now at like kind of a, what is it called? Entry level job. I forgot the word. Yeah, I'm working at an entry level job, and I was so surprised to find out that I really I'm actually like, I don't know, my coworkers are interesting, and um, I don't know, they're just like all my coworkers, I genuinely feel like are like amazing in some way. I mean, I don't know all of them, but I can just feel how powerful they are. And I've never worked anywhere where I felt like everybody was just as powerful as me. Um, that probably sounds really weird, but how can I put it? I know I sound crazy now, but like this, it's like inner power, It's like this, I don't know. It's, never mind, but to put it another way, everywhere else where I've worked, there was like a mismatch of energy somehow. Like even like one of my favorite jobs that I worked at, where I wasn't actually planning on leaving. So I worked as a server at this restaurant. It was a health food restaurant, and it was so good because my mom raised me to eat healthy. Like in the 90s, and even 2000, she was like low fat and like, I don't know, she just did all the stuff, Now she's like doing the stuff now, like, non-GMO and stuff. But anyway, so she raised me to eat healthy and to just like always look good. I mean, like, that's what I'm saying is like that was her approach to food, so I inherited that. And so it was good for me to work at a health food restaurant because I had worked previously like at a diner, a couple diners, and it was like, oh. But even then, well, at one of them, I found like health food options, but it was cool. And like, you may think like, oh, it's just a entry level job. People aren't selective, or like there's not like a niche population of people working there or whatever. Niche population, whatever. So I don't think population was the right word, but anyway. But yeah, no, like some people who were working there were like into health food, or they were like kind of like hippie. It was like a thing, and I guess even if it's like, you know, you're making less money or whatever. But that was what I was saying, is that I was working at this job and I wasn't planning on leaving it. And so even there, where I would like go out with my coworkers after our morning shift, we'd go to happy hour sometimes. And that was like, it was cool. Like I genuinely vibed with my coworkers there. They were spirited and ambitious and friendly, and but even still there was like, but with them, so it's like I was on par with them in terms of like spiritedness and ambition and stuff. This is making me sound so fucking cocky, but anyway, but there is this mismatch of another kind of dimension of the self, like of me. But here, where I'm working at another entry level job, it's like I feel like everybody is so powerful, and it's funny because at this job, we make less money than at that job, but everybody is so powerful, and some people are like, educated, or I mean, a lot of people are working toward their like, BA or whatever, which is whatever you do with your life is good as long as you genuinely want to do it. You know what I mean? Or like you feel like it's the best thing for you, but Um, and it's so crazy, and I'm not sure what I was talking about at the beginning of this video. I think I just wanted to chat because I was talking about my coworkers. Yeah, anyway. And I was just surprised at the people that I met at this entry-level job that are interesting, like really interesting. And this job is kind of a generic job. It's not a job where you go and be like, oh yeah, because like my personality or like my job like that I was talking about at the health food place, it's not like, oh yeah, like I'm into health food or like I like sustainability or, I'm like into the environment or something. It's like, no, it's like very generic. But people are like really interesting, a lot of my coworkers. So I think like some people, like I see myself as the type of person who's like, I just need to make money to live. You know, like when I was younger, I thought like maybe I would live in the forest or something. Or like when I was like a teenager, right? Because like um, I grew up somewhere where there's like hippies in a certain part of where I grew up. Anyway, and like so like I would meet people like hippies or like people who would travel on very little money and so I was like, oh yeah, like that's what I want. Like I met this guy and he told me that he was hitchhiking around the world and he was playing an instrument as he was hitchhiking around the world. I was like, oh, and like I was a teenager and it opened that up in me. I was like, oh, like that's what I want to do, you know? So anyway, but what I was saying is that, um, yeah, I don't know. I was talking about my coworkers, and that's what I was saying is that I see myself as somebody who's like, F it, like I could be that person. Like I have a personality of like, okay, I'm gonna live in the woods. I'm gonna live. I'm gonna live this alternative lifestyle, And right now, working at an entry level job and making just enough money to get by, I'm like, well, this is like definitely one step up. And I don't know, I just feel like maybe there's this element of like being free, like having a lifestyle where you're free. Like if you were to like live in a van or I don't live in the woods sounds so like how do you even do that? I mean, I guess you could like live in a camper in the woods, but you'd have to have access to like, all the things, right? But that's how I see myself as. And for me, I'm living the best of both worlds because I'm free. I'm not attached to my job. My job doesn't stress me out. Um, and I think part of the reason why I don't make a lot of money and why we don't get paid a lot is because, it's not really strenuous work. But not to say that's the case for all jobs. But yeah, anyway, so I consider myself living like an alternative lifestyle, I guess. And I guess what that means is like I'm not concerned mostly with money and prestige. But so anyway, um, and I was saying that I don't have friends that I talk to like intimately and regularly, but so I've just got on here to talk. But anyway, yeah, it's just I've found joy in certain ways working at this job, this entry level job that I wouldn't have found if I was making more money, even making the kind of money I was making as a server at, fairly nice restaurants. Um, I was, I was happy then, but when it was time to leave, it's because I was unhappy. And, your soul kind of guides you. At least it's for me, it's a guiding, um, it's my guide, kind of what I feel in my soul, or you could say my intuition. But yeah, so I'm gonna go live my life today. But I don't just work this entry level job, I also work as a language interpreter occasionally. And every year I do a training for this organization. So I interpret for a training for this organization where I get paid. Oh, it's so much work. Oh my God. But I get paid a lot of money. And then that's like, I've been living off of that. I've been ordering DoorDash. I've been ordering coffee and tea through DoorDash. I've been ordering meals through DoorDash, not because I'm a lazy bitch, excuse the French, but because I'm a hungry bitch. I'm a very hungry person, and so that's why. But anyway, so like, just to be fair, I do have like, another source of income that pays me really good. It's just that I don't get a lot of work in that. But on that note, I'm starting to get a little bit more work as a language interpreter. So very exciting. Whoever's watching these videos, if anybody, I think, I know I get some views, but yeah, hopefully you'll be with me on this journey of rising up as an interpreter, because I feel like that's what's happening. It's so crazy because I don't have much, I don't have like a ton of training as an interpreter. Um, I've gained most of my knowledge and experience on the job, but it's something that is now, um, I would say, like a source of income for me, a budding source of income, and it's really interesting how that happened. Part of it is privilege, in some ways, like where I grew up and having opportunities to like do stuff like that in certain settings, and then just make my way up. And like now I'm getting jobs through word of mouth, which is so crazy to me. And I'm like, but a lot of it is just like who you know. Like I think when it comes to, a lot of things. So anyway, yeah, so what I was saying a little earlier is that there's certain joys that I've had from working this entry-level job, and just having to like cook my own food, because I don't make a ton of money. So learning to cook better, and I think I've said this on my channel like a million times, but Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree has amazing things, and I didn't know that. And I literally don't need skincare that doesn't come from Dollar Tree, aside from sunblock, because I have my $1.25 cleanser and my $1.25 serums, which I have like a few of them, but I use them depending on what I think I need. Like, I just use my intuition, like, oh, I think I should use this one. I don't know. Anyway, because some people have like this very regimented skincare routine. I do it based on my intuition, like, oh, my skin, I feel like I need something lighter, I feel like I need something heavier. So I have like 3 that I rotate. But yeah, Dollar Tree, sorry. Dollar Tree has amazing things, and it's like, I don't know, like if I had like a lot of money, like if I had like millions of dollars, like given my personality, I would still be happy, but I think happiness lies in appreciating what you have. And I am always, I can put it, right now I have a little bit more money, but I was kind of barely making it all the time. And so like everything that I had, I really appreciated. And then like eating like bologna and pasteurized cheese product sandwiches has been so fulfilling, because I'm like, oh my god, like this sandwich cost me $1.35. Oh, actually, because I buy this loaf of bread. um, there's 2 that I buy, but one of them is whole wheat and it's all natural, and it's $1.99. And so my bologna and pasteurized cheese product sandwiches cost me probably like, I don't know, I'm just guessing, like maybe 45 cents per sandwich. It's not enough to fill me up, but like after work, it's like oh my god. And I can't eat bologna all the time because it's like super processed. But anyway, this video has gotten a little just all over the place, but yeah, just certain joys that I have found having less money. And I really just recommend you to go with the flow. If something isn't working out, see it in as opportunity for something else um, to appear, whether that's within you or just, you know, for example, like a while ago, um, this guy in the neighborhood would like follow me when he saw me. I know it sounds really scary, but and it was actually fucked, like messed up. But anyway, luckily that's over. Anyway, but so I would find like different paths to take because I would walk in the neighborhood all the time back then, and so I was like, well, I'm gonna walk this way, and I was like, wow, I found like this beautiful path. Um, yeah, so I found this beautiful path, and would have preferred for, well, I don't know, I just highly recommend just going with the flow, but specifically what that means in this context from me is that be curious about what opportunities you do have when something isn't working out the way you expected it to.